Slide number five to the investor filters.
Slide number five. Okay.
Yeah,
This one,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay,
right.
perfect.
Okay. So, guys, thank you so much once again for being here. I know this has been a tough call. You have some trust already pending and so many sessions that you already have completed. So I will try to keep it brief because I know this is a rescheduled session and you might already have some commitments. So we already discussed a few things yesterday. Unfortunately, the session didn't go like we planned. So we'll start from how you can get the funding or what investors look into when you pitch it to them and what they basically what is their mindset when you pick them for your investment. So the first thing that is very important is that what you're trying to solve, what the problem that you're trying to solve is something that is corely related to you. So that means that if I'm solving a problem, something that is related to the entirely related to a tech origin, or maybe something related to the food but my background is related to a health sector. So, investor will always ask you that what is your background. So, if your background does not match to what you're trying to solve, there is a significant possibility that he might already be out before you even start pitching your idea. So, this is the first most important. So the second thing is that you must be revenue ready, which means is that sometimes what happens is that when we pitch, we try to be friendly. We say that yeah, what we are building is something that is AI enabled, something that no one ever created, or maybe it's a new kind of a thing. Maybe sometimes we focus more on the solution instead of a problem. So ultimately, we sometimes ignore, specifically when we are initially starting out a startup, we ignore for that how we will ultimately generate the revenue. Uh, because whatever we are doing when we are running a business or starting a startup, the most important point is that how we will generate revenue. So if you're not sure that how you will generate the money, the investor will definitely not invest in you because that's why he will put in in the money only when he sees that his money is going to be at least 10 times in return. So return on investment is very important. And the next thing is scalability. So many times we try to solve a problem that is a short-term related problem. So we don't focus that ultimately what will happen in 3 years, what will happen in 5 years. So ultimately we must have a vision in relation to that, that how we will scale the business. Now, if, like for example, if I am starting in Pakistan, so I must have a vision that how I will ultimately make it scalable to the worldwide to other regions in regions maybe in the Middle East or ultimately to wherever it can be scaled. So that's also important. And the next thing is that is more important, competitive edge. So many times, most of the startups when they start, they always say, "Yeah, we don't have any competitors." So this is a massive mistake that we make when we are pitching to investors. What we say is that, "Okay, I don't have a competitor. I am a new or something like that." This might be an indication that you may have no market research. You didn't properly look into the market that who are already players that are working in and what are you doing that is so by differentiating you from the rest of your competitors. There are always competitors. So this is not a possibility that you did not have any competitor at all. So this is very important as well. The last thing is that you must have a coachable mindset. This means that when you're pitching, most of the time, the investors are very critical. They come at you. So you must have a coachable mindset. You must listen to them with very humble mindset. You must not be arrogant. You must not kind of be rude to them. So if you have a mindset that is actually the kind of humble, you understand that investors will be very happy to work with you. You can see a picture here. So, as an example, this was something you might have already heard Bitcoin pizza story. So, this was back in 2010 when one of the guys who had 10,000 Bitcoin, so he sold them for two pizzas, and ultimately those bitcoins then turned into 687 million. So this is very important that once you build an MVP, sometimes when we build an MVP, we think that maybe this is just a useless thing, and ultimately it turns out after years to be something that you can really cash on to. It can perhaps make you a millionaire. So you must be very aware. You must have a proper market research. If you're building an MVP, you must know that it it's going to have a worth in next 10 years. We can move to the next slide, please. Okay. So there are a few red flags. While we are pitching on to any investor, there is a very important few things that we must keep in mind. As I already said, that you must not always say that we don't have competitors, we don't have rivals. Another important thing is that you must know your numbers. So one of the example is that when I pitched, what happened is that I had some numbers in my mind. My ask was around 50 lakhs. That's around 5 million PKR. So when I pitched, I had my numbers ready on how much revenue we will generate in next year and subsequently in 3 years and 5 years. So what happened is that before the pitch, some advisors at Shark Tank Pakistan, they advised us that we must change over numbers. We must ask limited amount. So when we changed our ask, obviously our revenue forecast changed as well. So during the pitching, we had a significant chance of getting the funding, but when one of the investors asked us what are the numbers and how are we going to scale in the next 2 years. So the numbers that I pitched were the numbers according to my initial ask. So this ultimately impacted the decision that the sharks were going to make. So this is very important when you're pitching. You must know that what your numbers are, and if you are going to change your ask, what will happen to your numbers. The numbers are very, very important. Overvalued ask. Okay, so there is one example. This is an example from Shark Tank Pakistan. There was this guy who had some business, irrespective of what his business was. It was something related to the printing machine. So he asked for 300 crores. That's a very, very massive amount, and his revenue was absolutely nothing. So everyone in the Shark Tank was totally shocked, and people start making memes after it went on air. So it's very important that you must not overvalue yourself. You must value based on what your initial traction is and what you might think that in the next few years, subsequently, it's going to make the revenue. So you must not overvalue your valuation. And well, there are other few things that are very important. And then, for example, sometimes you change your metrics. For example, if you get 10,000 likes on a post or on a Facebook page, but you know that those numbers, those likes were not genuine. So this will also impact your overall situation as well. So you must not be making such kind of numbers that might not be relevant to you. Okay. So we will move to the next slide. Then we move to the next slide. Okay. So the most important step while building your startup, while building any product, is how you can make you are going to make your minimal viable product. This is the initial stage. So when we started with a very initial stage. What we did is that we created an interface on an app, and we just put an option to upload prescription. And based on prescription, we decided that we will, based on the prescription, we will see the overview the prescription, and based on the prescriptions, we will deliver the medicine to the doorstep. This was a very simple idea initially. So when you are building a product, you must know that that your product must not be fancy, or it does not always need to be AI supported, or maybe blockchain technology supported. You must need to build a product that has that's solving a problem. That is something that ultimately your customer can relate to. So build something that ultimately catches on. You don't have to be so much fancy about it. So, and you also keep in mind, you must also keep in mind that it is also a user, it is also something that is user friendly. You must go to the user for your research. You must ask the user what kind of a feature it may want in whatever the product might be. So that is important. And you must learn fast. That is very important. In the initial few stages, in the first few months, you will get so much of the feedback. So you must understand that if something is not working, you must evaluate it, and you must always try to accommodate accordingly. So this is important. And another important point is that you must not spend too much money on testing it, because at the end of the day you are just a startup. You're not someone supported by a Microsoft or Google that you can spend a lot of money on testing it. So you must spend limited amount on testing your product. Next, please. Okay, there are some cheat codes, some quick tips that I would like to share with you guys. So the first thing is that when you are trying to build something, you must know that if there is already a solution that is currently already working in the market, it would be kind of useless to build the same thing over and over again. As an example, one of the very common example that we have in Pakistan is that there are ride booking apps. There's so many ride booking apps, but we currently know that one of the most common one that people here from Pakistan can relate to is in drive that is working. But there's so many people who are constantly building apps and the businesses related to that, but they fail. The reason is that one solution is already available. Why would people go to another solution? So you must build something that is first in the line. That the second thing is know your numbers. I already discussed with you that the numbers are very important. You must know how much revenue you are ultimately going to be generate, and you must always be real. Whenever you are pitching to the investor, you must not be fake. You must not be uh, faking the numbers. You must not be faking your product. You must be real towards investors or towards your audience, ultimately, whoever your user is. Abhi, can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, we will do this quiz at the end. If you guys have already attempted it, we can skip it. Otherwise, we can do it at the end of the slide. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. So as I requested in the group as well, I really need one to two or three, anyone of you guys who would like to pitch literally about anything, like any kind of idea about a startup, just for like 30 seconds. You guys can pitch any idea, any business, sorry, anything that you may have in your mind. You can pitch it off, and we will wait your pitch. So it's just one. No one is judging you. We are here just to kind of have an activity. So any one of you who would like to volunteer? No, you don't have to share screen. You can just pitch it off by opening your mouth. Yep. Anyone? Okay. So, all right. So, no one is ready. Okay. So, let's not keep it here. Okay. So, we can rather move to the next slide. I think that would be good. Abhi, can you move to the next slide, please? All right. So this is the final real advice. So what you can do is that's very important is that you must start small. Uh, Start from anything that you may see in your real life. You think that this is a problem that I must solve. You start from it and you start it, you build it small, and then ultimately in year one, in year two, or in subsequent years, just like an example that I gave about the pizza guy. So ultimately, it can turn into a unicorn later on. That's all you got. The second thing is that you must learn fast. We all make mistakes, and that's totally fine. So I personally know of how much mistakes I do make. So definitely that's very important. So learn from your mistakes. Don't be judgmental. Don't try to be like just try to learn from your mistakes and think along as you go. Try to work while you're studying. I started when I was barely being able to submit my assignments. So you can build if you think that you can manage your studies and your work life. You should definitely start your study hours. I think that sometimes catches the best because once you're graduated, you have extra pressure on your head. You have so much things to take off, so it's very important. If you want to build something, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you must start at this stage. Fail, fix, and repeat. That's the deal. That's the takeaway for today's session. Thank you so much for all of you. Uh, Abir, if we have time, I think I can share my screen and we can post the quiz and cover. Okay, let me open Kahoot. Just give me a moment. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can open your mic or you can uh, just walk it off in the messages. So that I'm just trying to post it. So